Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. It's night again. I hope the lighting is okay. I tried to put a little bit extra lights here so the lighting would not be too dim like the last video I made. I hope wherever you are in the world, you are safe and happy and enjoying the end of the year. It's December the 17th, Saturday, when I'm making this video. And I thought before I go to my nightly walk by the ocean, which I really enjoy, gives me that tranquility. And at the end of the walk, there's a little place you can sit and I can do a little meditation or pondering, enjoy being with the nature, which is very important for every one of you to spend some time with yourself, which would be the same as enjoying with the nature. And you can reflect, you can forget about all the telephone, the cell phone, the everything else that you're involved during the day, and just focus on your connection with the nature and enjoy that conflux and the energy interchange between you and the universal energy as it passes through all of us every moment of every minute of our lives. In any case, I thought maybe we can have a little chat on a little deeper level again, which may need your attention or your rather focus on what the message or the relationship of what we're talking about with you will be, and if it's true in your case or not, or if you can at least identify and enjoy the pondering about this idea or this opinion or not. Hope that you will enjoy it. Well, the question would be, why are we hurting so much after a breakup? Why do we hurt? Well, I guess we have addressed this in so many different videos. I think it's over 250 videos that I have on this channel, and hopefully you've had the chance to look at some of them, which I know many of you have. And however, tonight we are going to examine a different angle of the why we are hurting after a breakup. So to understand why we hurt so much after a breakup, perhaps we should focus on why we love so much. Because if you don't love so much, you won't hurt so much. So why is it that we love so much? Well, from the old times, this whole business of love and emotion and care and attachment has been big part of life, maybe the biggest part of life. Everybody from childhood, they dream of finding their mate and their soulmate or the love of their life, and get married or find happiness by being together, make a family, and so on and so forth. But in the old times, the scarcity of this possibility of finding love was a little bit more pronounced than today, or maybe it was more possible to find it then than today. It all depends how we look at it. We do know that there are all these stories about the hot love and amazing love, and the stories about love stories. They all came from the old times, traditional times, ancient times. Not these days. All the movies, all the stories, Romeo and Juliet, Farhad and Shirin, which is a Persian story of 1,000 years ago, way before Romeo and Juliet. And of course, I don't know if you know, I read a certain kind of a historical story or fact-finding or article about that this whole business of Valentine's Day really started from Persia. The whole tradition started from thousands of years ago in Persia, which may be on a different cultural movement than perhaps each country developed through the years. But as it was in the old times, love was a very sacred thing. It was a very important, precious thing. So real serious love that they would actually felt that they couldn't live without each other, the Romeo and Juliet time or Farhad and Shirin time. It had many reasons. Perhaps we don't have to spend time on all the reasons, but maybe some of the reasons we can touch on. One was the fact that it wasn't so easy to have sex like it is today. It was something extraordinary. Sex wasn't so easy, so they would fantasize and wish for it, and the connections, getting to know each other, they would see each other, glimpse of each other, and they would fall in love. And really, was that love or was that lust? It's kind of hard to say, but I believe love happens when you really get to know the person. And if you really haven't had the chance to bond on the consciousness level, well, it wouldn't be really love, it would be lust, based on how we're programmed to seek and pursue this intimacy that we are programmed for procreation. And that translates to love, that desire for that passion, that desire for that pleasure, the desire for that intimacy, plus the fact that we really want to get to know that person, but we haven't yet. That translates to love in the old times. And even now, before you get to know someone, you really feel you love her or you love him. But is it really love, or is it the infatuation or the desire for intimacy that you translated to love? Because again, how can you love someone when you don't know anything about them? So the physical attraction and the interest and desire for intimacy should be really understood, that it is different than really knowing each other and loving each other for how we are put together, how we interact with each other, and how our mental states and compatibility on consciousness level and so on, harmony is with each other. So in the old times, that's how perhaps love was described. Today though, and also in the old times, it was like a sacred thing, that it wasn't so acceptable to switch love. It's not working, so I want to go with someone else. So it was like a, wow, what a big deal if I can't be with her, if I can't marry her, or the man and woman would not be able to find that traditional bonding, that whatever their tradition was at the time. Different tribes, different countries, different nations, different clans had different traditions. But today it has become different. So the question is, why did we ever, even then or now, love someone so much? I guess it's all because we want to secure our place in their life as well. For example, our whole interest in the person encourages us to want to hang on to it. How do we hang on to some things, someone that we really love and want to be with? We pour so much love and attention and focus onto them. Why? Why so much? Isn't it because the reason we love so much is because we want to be loved so much? We love so much because we want to be loved so much. And because we want to be loved so tremendously much, to be appreciated, to be affirmed, to be paid attention to. So therefore, we do that ourselves towards our mate, our partner. It's like we're bribing them to love us. We pay so much attention to them, so we would ensure that they would realize that this is the best place they can get all the affirmation that they need, all the love that they want, all the attention that they need. So therefore, they will reciprocate and give that back to us. So in turn, really, the amount of love that we show is on selfish reasons, because we're really asking them to love us so much, because we're in so much need of affirmation and love and attention, because that makes us feel good. So we're going to make somebody feel so good, thinking that we really love them, but in fact, we're really on a not noticeable way unto ourselves even, we're actually doing that because we want them to love us so much. So we kind of end up worshiping them in a way. Love every part of them. Kiss them all over, pay attention to them, do everything we can do, because we simply don't want them to go anywhere else. We want to hold on to them. And we kind of bribe them with all this attention so they will not leave us, because they're being bribed on a constant level, especially these days, which as soon as somebody is dissatisfied, you didn't, do this good for me, or you didn't pay attention to me, we all hold the other person responsible for how we feel, how important we feel. So if they don't make us feel important, we kind of feel like, we got to go somewhere else. And for the same fear that if our mate, our partner, would not feel like she would want to go somewhere else because she didn't get enough attention or love or things that we could present to her material-wise, we would pay so much attention to her, because it's so much understandable or acceptable today that it's okay to break up and go somewhere else. And in order to avoid that, we pay so much attention to that person, more than necessary, in order to be together. But that more than necessary is like a ransom, a price to pay so they will stay. Otherwise, why is the reason to pay so much attention to someone? What for? If that person really doesn't enjoy to be with us, then doesn't matter how much attention you pay to them, you got to let them go. But you pay so much attention in many ways because you are in need of that attention from them. So you end up paying so much love and attention and focus and a worship and just being out of yourself, just so that they would also worship you, because you need that attention. So isn't it really a selfish reason to love so much? Is not really a favor or attention or level of love that we are showing. It's actually a selfish way to live, by showing so much emotion that is unnecessary, because we sort of kind of encouraging them to worship us. That's why we're worshiping them, kind of showing them by action, hey, this is what I want, so I'm going to do it to you, so you have no excuses going anywhere else or not paying attention to me. And I'm doing all these things so you wouldn't be talking to another guy, or if you're a lady, you wouldn't be talking to another boy, you're telling your partner. I'm sorry. Messed it up. If you're a lady, you don't want your guy to pay attention to another girl, and if you're a man, you don't want your girl to pay attention to another guy. And so however your relationship is, you're always trying to make sure that your partner would not pay attention to another person of interest and just focus on you. So you pour your heart out more than necessary. And that I call, that's a selfish reason, really. It's like bribing. Why would you pay so much attention? Because when you do that often, on continuous basis, you're brainwashing yourself, you're conditioning yourself that that person is everything that you have in life going for you. And when you condition that because of your amount of emotion you're pouring onto that partner, you end up believing it. And when you end up believing that that person is everything that you have, is to the point of worshiping that person, that love of your life, then when he or she leaves you, you actually think your God has left. The place of worship has left. The whole life of you has abandoned you, because you created that, but you created that for selfish reasons because you wanted to be worshipped. So if you stop expecting to be loved over and above to make you feel good and valuable, and that's how you think you'll feel valuable and worthy, then if you stop doing that to your partner will not feel obligated to do the same, and you will have a natural and balanced relationship, not overly. And then when things don't work out, if it didn't work out, then you wouldn't be so terribly devastated to the point that you think, oh, I can't live any longer. I want this person. Why? As we talked about before, you can always find somebody else that you can connect and bond on conscious level better. So focus on what I said. Think a little bit. If you don't overly worship your lover, the love of your life. Listen, I'm not talking about your bedroom practices. In bedroom, you want to do whatever you want to do it. If it's consent between the both of you want it and enjoy it, and have each other's consent, worship each other, do whatever you want to do. But in reality of life, don't condition yourself that this person, this boyfriend of yours or girlfriend of yours, is actually life itself and is actually something that makes you live. Otherwise, you can't. Because then if things don't work out, you really think that you believe what you really conditioned yourself, and that's when you really get hurt more than you should after a breakup. So get the selfish reasons out and understand that you don't have to be overly so expressive. While it's great to be romantic and emotional and caring and pay attention, treat your girlfriend nicely and respectfully, lovingly, pay attention. But it doesn't have to be to the point because you're scared that she will leave to someone else, because this is so accepted by every culture that, she's not happy, she goes. But if she's not happy, then it doesn't matter how much attention you give, because what keeps you guys together is bonding on consciousness level. And if you haven't done that, then it doesn't matter what you buy for her or it doesn't. Or it doesn't matter what you, if you're a lady, do for your boyfriend or not. If you haven't bonded on conscious level, it's not going to work. So don't try to force it by showing so much love and conditioning yourself, brainwashing yourself that she or he is everything to you, and then when it doesn't work out, you feel you lost everything. So if you focus it on that way, you will realize that loving someone so much is really your own selfishness, because you really expect the same for you to be loved so much and worshipped so much, and that means you're being a little bit selfish, and that will backfire on you. So I hope it was something for you to enjoy and ponder and think about, and I'll talk to you soon.